thanks for joining. Today we're in a community in San Jose that's got a small town vibe, a killer downtown, and the most insane, diverse range of real estate. I'm your host, Jessa Walsh, and this is Willow Glen. This is downtown Willow Glen. It's a small but mighty half-mile strip running right down Lincoln Avenue. It's the heartbeat of the community here, in a place you can spend an entire day. They've got tons of great dining options. You can go to restaurants, indoor seating, outdoor seating, salons, bakeries, creameries, literally everything you can imagine right here downtown. There's community events like the Spring and Fall Wine Walk and a farmer's market every Saturday. And to think, this place almost didn't exist. Back in the 20s, Southern Pacific Railroad wanted to reroute one of its lines directly down Lincoln Avenue. The locals band together and officially became incorporated as the city of Willow Glen in 1927. Less than 10 years later, though, that small city realized they had big needs when it came to systems, and they became part of San Jose. Luckily, they've been able to keep the name and keep that small town charm. There's nothing cookie cutter about the real estate in Willow Glen. On just one of these tree-lined streets, you can find every type of home, from craftsman, Victorian, even prairie homes, Spanish style, Tudors, even those love them or hate them Eichler homes. A lot of these homes were built by some of San Jose's most acclaimed architects, and it's definitely worth checking out. Now we're gonna go just down the street to meet up with Layla, my stager, who's putting some finishing touches on one of these great Willow Glen homes. Hey there, we're here with Layla Rezakani, owner of DeYoung Home, standing in front of this gorgeous property. They're just putting some finishing touches on. She's gonna take us inside, give us a little tips about staging, show us what she's done with the place, and get a little insights. Thanks for joining us, Layla.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm so happy to be here with you, Jess.
Awesome, let's go check it out. Layla, you are very good at what you do. How did you get into the world of staging and design?
Oh my gosh, that's a great question. It happened somewhat organically. My family moved very often. And what that meant for me growing up as a kid is I wanted to kind of create that cozy stability regardless of which rental home we happened to be in that year. So a lot of that looked like reusing our furniture in really creative ways and getting fun with paint and accessorizing to kind of create that homey, comforting feel.
Now, would you say there's a difference between staging a home that you're gonna put on the market versus designing a space for someone to live in?
Totally. Big difference. If I had to differentiate between the two, staging is all about kind of creating this like editorial feel. Like, what does it feel like to get the angles, right? You place things very strategically, tall vases, lots of fluffy pillows, not necessarily a functional feel. Whereas interior design and designing for a functional living space is more about a space that brings someone's personal desire of like, what does home mean for you to life while being beautiful and functional.
Would you say there's a value in staging? Is it really necessary for every home?
I wouldn't say it's necessary for every single home, but many family homes are not set up to show really well. So staging, the value of it is creating a space that feels neutral enough and is targeted to the potential home buyers of that specific home.
And what would be some things they could maybe do in their own home just to elevate a space?
So if you are selling your home, I would say there's two things to consider. First and foremost, excess furniture, right? Sometimes less is more. Move things that are worn or in the way or just kind of don't go with the rest of your home. Move those into the garage or get a storage unit. And then secondarily, declutter. Everything come off the counters, tuck stuff into the cabinets, make it look clean and concise. And the reason for that is you don't want potential buyers to come and sort of be colored by pictures of you and your dog on vacation, which are lovely, but don't allow them to imagine what it'll feel like for them to build their life in a home.
All right, Layla, thanks so much for having us today and showing us a little bit about staging and design. Any final words?
Yeah, absolutely. It was such a pleasure to be here with you. Thank you for visiting our project here in Willow Glen.
Every home deserves to be beautiful. Thank you for doing the good work to make sure that happens. Until next time, Jessa Walsh, Layla Rezakani. We'll see you. American Dream.